can't see you. Alright, welcome to the Walsh Garden. Today I'm going to show you how to do a wee bit of seed sowing and planting things. What I'm going to be using today is kitchen roll tube, toilet roll tube, and an old egg box. What you will need is a pair of scissors for cutting up our tubes, because we can make a few wee planters out of them. Seeds that we've got, although in another video I'm going to show you how to take seeds out of things that you can grow. We will need a bit of cardboard for creating a label, so I'm just going to cut up an old empty cereal box, a pen for writing on the label so we know what's in what, and some compost. You can take it out the garden, you don't need anything fancy, and a brush for cleaning up the mess you're going to make. Already cut a wee square out of the cereal box, and I'm just going to make my labels that I can stick in the compost for everything that I'm growing, so I know what's what, because once the things are underneath the compost you very easily forget what it is you've put in there. I reckon I can get about 4 planters out of this for bringing a seed on, so what I'm going to do is cut it in half first. There we go, and then cut that half in half. Same with this. So there we go, our first 4 planters. The first thing I'm going to grow is basil, sweet basil. It'll give you instructions on the back that you can read to when you should sow it and how to do it if you're not sure, so it takes away a wee bit of the guesswork. To try and minimise the mess, what I've done is I've stuck these inside a tray so that when I'm filling the compost, anything that falls out the side, it's not too big a disaster. So I'm not filling them up right to the top, just maybe kind of stopping a centimetre short. Get a wee gentle kind of poke down with your fingers, just like that. We're not wanting it to be like a muffin exploding at the top. This one can maybe do a wee bit more. Right, so this is where the seeds are going to get sprinkled on. This is what the seeds look like from a basil plant. They are absolutely tiny. If I zoom out, you kind of get a wee idea. So what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a handful of them into each wee planter. So just a wee sprinkling of them over this compost. Once I've sprinkled in the seeds in the 4 pots, what I'm going to do is just lightly cover them. I'm not going to press this down. I'm just going to cover them with like a centimetre of compost, and that's just like pulling a nice wee blanket over yourself in the bed. Protects you, keep you warm, and the seeds will germinate in there shortly. Before I do anything more, I am going to do a wee label for these guys, so I'm just going to, excuse my dodgy one-handed handwriting, right, so basil, so I know it's in there. Today's date, the 23rd of the 4th, it's hard doing this and filming it. If you can't be bothered labelling every single pot, what you can do, the old kind of gardening trick, is to put everything in that line and we'll know that it's basil. But what I've also done is I've wrote a wee B on the side of the planters just in case things get mixed up. So that's our basil. This is what our basil should hopefully look like when it grows up, and this delicious wee belter is what goes into pasta sauces, goes into pizzas, and is absolutely delicious and smells amazing. Same deal with a watercress, but this watercress grows really quickly and it doesn't need much roots. So what I've done is I've stuffed probably about 3/4 of this planter with cotton wool. You don't need to compost, it'll be fine, but I've done that and I've just put on a wee tiny bit of compost. Same deal, scatter the seeds, cover it. So I'll put the seeds in the other one, but I'll cover this, just give it a wee covering, and we should have something off that in like 3 to 4 days. So these guys are done and we can just give them a wee water. I've not got a water can wee enough, so I'm using just a wee kind of top off a bottle, just a wee pour like that. It doesn't need to be mental, you don't need to drown them. And then probably 1 more of these again for the 3 of them. So I'll set these out the road now, and when I get back into the flat I will probably take them in and sit them on the windowsill until we start to see seedlings appear and I start to see a wee bit of growth. Now for the egg box, what I'm going to do is just cut these wee bits off that I don't need. So I don't need the lid anymore, and I do not need this these individual bits will be great for planting things separately. Right, that's all those wee bits off. Now get into the compost and just fill it up. So I've got 3 types of seeds that I'm going to plant here. Courgette, butternut squash and kale. So I have 12 wee sections here, so I'm going to plant 4 of each seed, because if one of the seeds doesn't work out, you've got 3 backup ones. It's the same reason my mum had 2 kids after she had me. Get one, keep going till you get one you're happy with. For these ones, what I've done is I've pressed down a bit firmer because that's what these seeds require, but I'm going to poke a wee hole with the other end of the Sharpie, just about 1 centimetre deep, and that's where the seeds are going to go. Right, so here goes the squash seeds. They look like wee pips like that. 1, 2 and 3. Only had 3, so I'll put something else in there and label it separately. Right, just give them a wee cover. There we go. Here's the kale seeds. They're a bit smaller and footier, so I'll maybe stick a couple of them, more than 1 seed in each hole, and I'll stick the extra ones in there also. So you can see the kale seeds in the hole. I've got them labelled. I've got this wee rogue one labelled as well, and I'm just going to put them over like that. We don't need to put loads of compost on, just cover the holes that they're in. Here's our courgette seeds, so I'm just going to drop 1 of these in each hole. So 1 in there, 1 in here, 1 in there, and 1 in there. And same deal again, just get it down and lightly covered. We're not pressing down too hard because you're not wanting to make it too hard for the seeds to come through and break the surface. I'm just right on that. And this one is going to get a different kind of watering because it's slightly bigger, so I'll fire this one right here. So this one's going to get watered using a watering can. The important thing is never to start watering over the top of the plants because you get the big fat drops coming out like that. So I always kind of tilt to the side and you get the fine bits coming out, and then just get a wee sprinkle like that, and that's enough for those seedlings. Make sure you tidy the space you've been working in, or you're not going to be allowed to do it again. There it is, using an old egg box, a couple of old kitchen roll, toilet roll holders, and we've planted a few seeds.